All right, so the thing that we need to do is go to Canvas. You need to go to Canvas, and we're going to work on these plot chart diagrams. So as you scroll down, and you don't have to scroll nearly as far, and a lot of these assignments will not pertain to you that you're seeing here, because remember, we're doing something a little bit different this year. So looking at what we need to open up, you're going to open all three of these plot chart diagrams, but I would do it one at a time. So open up Joseph's plot chart diagram. So once you click on Joseph's plot chart diagram, it's going to still look like a normal Canvas activity. Now keep in mind, Joseph is which character that we read? The first one. Where's, huh? He had to leave his house. Yes. You're right. They were nicknamed stormtroopers, quite literally. The name for the stormtroopers from Star Wars came from a nickname from the Nazi SS. So you're not wrong. They were stormtroopers. Well done, Maya. Where is he headed to? He thinks the United States. Okay. So when you get to this section, right, and you've got Joseph's plot chart diagram, you're going to click on this little link right here that says View Files. It's a little paper clip. And this is where your assignment's at. Yours will look a little bit different, and then you'll be able to open up this. You may just see this as well. Let's look at the student view just to be sure. You as a student, this is what I'm, oh yeah. So continue, and then you should see this little paper clip, correct? Once you see that little paper clip, you click on it. Yeah, click on the link. So you guys just see the link. So I don't actually see it in student view. That's okay. Once I'm there and I've got Joseph's open, I highly recommend naming Joseph's plot chart diagram. Naming Joseph's plot chart diagram. Now, I'm also recording this video. I typed on my school computer. Do not touch this yet, and it saves it here as well. So it'll be saved for you guys so you can tell the difference, okay? I'm just going to type Joseph's in front of plot chart graphic organizer. If you want to get rid of the graphic organizer, that's fine. I'm just going to keep it with Joseph's in front so I know the difference, okay? However works for you. If it's easier just to see Joseph's, that's fine. Just make it your own little thing, because all I need to know is make sure that these 5 boxes stay, okay? Then I'm going to go back to Canvas. And I'm going to go back to modules, and then I'm going to open up my next plot chart diagram. Okay? I'm going to open up Isabel. Isabel is which character? The second one. Arian, what else did you want to add to that? She is in Cuba. And so where is Joseph headed? Where's he headed first? Cuba. So one is in Cuba. The other one is heading to Cuba. And I'm just going to title this one Isabel's Plot Chart Graphic Organizer. I want to know the difference between them, and I'm going to put them in order for myself. So then I can see that this is Joseph's, this is Isabel's, and then what am I going to do with the next one? I'm going to open up the third one, right? And I'm going to title it Mahmoud. And again, I know that has an H in there, but the M-A-H comes out as a Mahmoud. Okay? It is a different culture. It's a different language, right? But then I'm going to have that third plot chart diagram that says Mahmoud's plot chart graphic organizer. But I want to be able to tell the difference between the three. And I want you to title them so you can't later tell me that I mistitled them. All right? So at this point, in order to really get started here, right? In order to really get started here, we want to start where in this plot chart graphic organizer? Exposition. So the exposition is like the introduction to our chapter or introduction to our story. All right? You can do a couple of things. One, if you still need this information, would it be helpful to have a book in front of us? So you may grab a book if you need one at this point. Right? Grab a book so that you can have one. Once you have it, once you have a book in front of you, it'd be a great idea to open up to Joseph, our very first story. And make sure that you're also on Joseph's plot chart diagram. So I'm going to open up the exposition by clicking on that first box. Now be careful whenever you're clicking on these, because it is possible that you could accidentally click on this main box and wind up seeing just the plot chart diagram, like the actual diagram itself. If that ever happens, that just means you didn't click on the box directly, and make sure that you exit out and then click on, I'm gonna have to close out of the full screen on my computer. Okay, so I have to open up Joseph's real quick again. If this ever happens where you cannot see the save and close, you may have to close out. I hope it doesn't happen very often. It rarely happens, but you may have to close out of the box before you save. I'm sorry if that happens, but it's just one of those things that does happen. All right, so looking at our exposition. What's the setting? When does this start to occur? What do you got, Arian? 1938. Where do you see that at? The very top, right? This book is fantastic that it will actually track the dates, the months, the years, and where we're directly located at per chapter. All right? So, what else do we know about the setting? Where is this taking place at? Luke? Germany. Just Germany? Open up your book and it'll help you out even more. Be as specific as we can be. We're going to give Luke a moment. Look at Berlin, Germany. Now, leave space, because is Joseph going to stay in one place? Nope. Joseph's going to be moving. So the where is going to change. Has he made his way onto anything yet? Or is he just left? He's only left so far? Okay. Do we know where he's headed to? Just Cuba all by itself? We'll add to it. We're not there yet, but we'll add to it. Describe the surroundings. How does his surroundings start? Kai. Okay. Okay, rubble on the streets. Good. What else do we have? Maya? Yeah, he just started in his bedroom. So he starts in his bedroom. Oh, not capitalized. Starts in bedroom, but surrounded by burned down buildings, rubble on the streets. What else do we have? How else would we describe it? What do you got? Good. Who was the someone? Nazis were breaking into his house. Okay? Can the exposition have conflict in it? Absolutely. Do you think this is the main conflict so far? Not yet, because it's not going to direct, this affects Joseph, but there's bigger ones coming. Did anyone catch the name of what was going on here? We got. Right. Why couldn't he do law? Because he's a Jew, right? So they gave a name to this night, and they mentioned it in both our novel, The Night of Broken Glass. Do you think we could give that as part of the describe the surroundings? Yeah, I think it's key to understand. It's night of, misspelled, Night of Broken Glass. All right. Did we find any characters yet? Who do we have so far? Landon? Who's him? Okay. In Ruth, who is sister. Do we know anyone else? What do you got, Brielle? The Nazis. Those are characters for sure, right? Do we know specifically anything about the Nazis? Just that they exist? Okay. We know that they hate the Jews. Notice that Nazis are capitalized, regretfully, because it is a proper noun. It's a group of people, just like Jews. Okay. Any other characters? Caleb? His mom and dad. Do we have names for them yet? You will later, yes. I know so we just know, what does he call them? Mama and Papa. Now you will later be able to add to their names as you find them, and that's kind of why I stopped. Someone else that I know has read ahead. It's okay. I saw you reading the other day. I'm glad you're reading ahead because I'm glad you're enjoying the book. That's, at least you're curious about the book. Anything else that we can add to this one to begin with? Got a pretty good start with chapter 1 then? How many of you have ever looked at a book and decided, I'm just going to summarize real quick what I've read? You don't necessarily have to write it down, but just to quickly take note of a survey of what you're reading. Very few of you, right? Do you think that would help with comprehension of what you're reading? Yeah. Okay. That's why we're doing this, is to show you if you just slow down sometimes and take note of what you're reading, it's helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and close. And then I can go to Isabel, because that's my next one, right? Oh, I misspelled Isabel. It is E-L. That's a great question. So the chapters don't really say chapter 1, 2, and 3, do they? So page 7 is Isabel. And we find out a little bit about Isabel. So let's go to her exposition, right? Go to her exposition. What do we know about the setting? When does this take place? And go easy, because you might hurt my feelings. When does it take place, Ava? Now, is the when Havana, Cuba? Or is that the where? Okay, so what's the when again? 1994, right? And then the where is Havana, outside Havana, Cuba. So does she live in the capital in Havana? No. Where? Just outside. It's like living outside of St. Louis, which we live just outside of St. Louis. Okay. Outside of Havana, Cuba. And go easy, 1994, I was your guys' age. Wow. Shut up. Anything else about where? Did we know anything else about it? How would you describe the surroundings? Broken down? Does everyone agree with that? Good. Broken down. Very poor. Food supply is cut off. What a great distinction. Right? Even though that isn't describing like, the village or the town they live in, this all gives us an idea of what it's like there, right? Maya, you want to add to it? There's cats. Yes. Homeless, hungry, cats everywhere, right? Why do you think that is? Yeah, they're just breeding and multiplying. Are these cats pets at all? No, they're a whole nother creature that's kind of taking over. Now, someone did point out something. Some of these animals are being used for what? Food. Now, in recent news, some have decided to say that this is what all immigrants are doing. Not true, but in this case, these people in Cuba in 1994, why did they result to eating animals? Lainey? They were desperate, right? It tells us a lot about them. Grayson, did I take what you were going to add? What do you got? It's dry, right? It's very dry. Dry, and then resulting to eating small animals, right? Whatever they can find, because there isn't much. And actually, let's put very dry, because they kind of go out of their way, right? What else you got? No livestock, right? Because it's dry. Very dry, resulting to eating livestock, because this is how we can use because there is no livestock. What is livestock? Yeah, cows. They're raised for food, right? They're kept alive to stock our pantries and our refrigerators with food. That's where they get their name from. All right. Anything else about? No? Okay. Main characters. Who do we have for main characters? Uh-oh. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Brielle? Isabel? Do we have any description of Isabel? Thin. Probably because of the lack of food, right? Landon? Correct. Do you remember the neighbor's name? Maya, you want to help us? Ivan. Now, there is a hyphen. I'm sorry, not is it a hyphen? No, an accentuation mark above his name. That's difficult to do. So if you just have Ivan, that's fine, because it would probably be Ivan, would be how you would pronounce his name. It's a different language, so it would probably be Ivan. But Ivan is just fine. What do we know about Ivan, though, Landon? Okay, so we got Ivan, Ivan's dad, and they're doing what? Building a boat. Why is that so important? They might try to do what? In a man-made boat? Okay. That seems scary. What else?
Wasn't saying they were building a shed or something? Like they were a doghouse instead of a boat?
Yeah, they were hiding why they were building a boat. Why do you think they're hiding that they're building a boat? They weren't allowed to leave where? Okay, so Cuba is a what? Do you guys know what Cuba is? Lady? It's a communist country that's an island, right? The communist country that's an island. So is it important to say that for where? Right? Havana, Cuba. In a communist, well, Communist is capitalized because it is a political party. Communist country on an island. It is actually an island by itself, but we'll leave it at that for now. Okay? Any other characters? What's that? Sure. Is it an important cat? Does it have a name? Oh. Poor cat's not important enough to have a name yet. Keep track of the cat and see if it gets a name. All right. Maya? Sure. Do they have any names yet? No. So that's okay. Now, you may run out of room here, or you may have to move the box a little bit so you can see it, but you can move this box even inside to like move it around so that you can have more space. Okay? So now I have more space here. So we got, do they just call them mother, father, and grandfather? No nicknames yet? Mother, father, and grandfather. Does the grandfather live separately? Uh-oh. And whose mother, grandfather are they? Isabel. Okay. So right now, we can refer to them as Isabel's mother, Isabel's father, because remember, it's not Ivan's, right? So there's already quite a few characters to keep track of here, isn't there? Did I misspell Isabel up there again? Apostrophe. It's all right. Those are common things we want to have worked out. If you accidentally call an apostrophe a comma, that's okay. We can work it out. It does happen. All right. Anything else we want to add? All right. So let's go ahead and hit save and close. And let's go over to, oh, I do have a misspelling on Isabel. I have an extra L in there. I thought so. Okay. And then let's move over to Mahmoud. His name is Mahmoud. Yes. No, it's not Muhammad. So Muhammad would be Mohammed or Muhammed or Mohammed. Exposure to culture is all. Mahmoud's chapter starts on page 12. All right. When does Mahmoud's take place? Okay, we're gonna have to pause. Does everyone understand how these work, though? That's the key thing. You do not have to have this done for homework. On Monday, we will start up our groups again, okay?